Hey guys! So it's time for another My Top 10, and this week is all about Nickelodeon's non-animated shows. So I'm so excited. Let's do this thing. Make sure you watch till the end so that you can see if we agree or disagree on any of my picks. And make sure you comment below if you have a different list of favorite non-animated Nickelodeon shows. Alright, are you guys ready? Here we go! The Brothers Garcia was one of those shows that you can forget what it's about, but still know that it was one of your favorite shows that you watched, which happens to me. I mean, I remember it, and I remember it clearly that it was three brothers and a sister and their parents. I think they had a hair salon in their house, but I don't remember exactly, like, different episodes. Like, I can't remember, like, their names, but all I know is I remember always looking forward to watching it. So yeah, The Brothers Garcia, definitely one of my favorite shows to watch. Victorious is all about a Hollywood Arts, which is a school for the arts, for music. I believe there was also painting, but basically, if you were creative and you wanted to make your dreams come true, go to Hollywood Arts. So this was about Tori and her friends, and her sister. So Victoria Justice played Tori, and then you had Ariana Grande, everyone, who played Kat, who was not very smart but very talented. And yeah, so it's basically Tori and her friends going through typical high school drama and life, but also add music in it. And yeah, you had it was a great show, and I kind of wished we had a couple more episodes that they could sort of close it out better. So maybe we could get a Victorious movie, see where they are like 6 years later. Did Tori make it famous? Did Kat make it famous? Did Jade and Beck break up again? Who knows? So yeah, Victorious movie. Let's have it happen. So, Unfabulous was definitely one of my all-time favorite Nickelodeon shows. I feel like it was Nickelodeon's version of Lizzie McGuire, or the competition of Lizzie McGuire, because they dealt with the same issues, and seeing them go through their middle school lives, and but I loved Addie Singer in Unfabulous, and I mean, it's Emma Roberts. You can't go wrong with Emma Roberts. And it was just her two best friends, and just going through life, which she found with Unfabulous. But it was showing that it was a typical teenager, middle school life, and see how she dealt with it. I mean, I loved it. I think it was a great, great show, and I wish they showed reruns, because I definitely want to watch that series again. If you needed tips for going through school, you had to watch Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. It was all about Ned and his friends and his survival guide that gave us tips on how to survive middle school. And it was a genius idea of Nickelodeon to do this, because it also happened great timing, because a lot of the fans actually were going to middle school or were about to enter middle school. And I just loved the characters, and I loved the teachers, and it showed us that everyone has their favorite teacher, everyone has the teacher they can't stand, and the principals, and it was just great. And then of course, you have the ferret, who was a very smart ferret and knew how to get away from the janitor every single time. Good job, Ned's Declassified Survival Guide. Loved it. Watch it. Yes. Now, before there was YouTube, I believe YouTube was there. We had iCarly. But I think iCarly definitely gave everyone the thought of doing their own web show. I loved it. And it was Carly, her best friend Sam, and then their other best friend Freddie, who was behind the camera. And then you showed them going through school as well as keeping up with their web show. I give them credit for being able to do that. And then also dealing with overprotective mothers. Freddie, I'm sorry you had that mother as your mother. She was crazy. And then Carly living with her older brother. It was just a great overall show, and I still watch it till this day if it's on TV. And I loved when they did the crossover with Victorious. Great idea. It was awesome. So iCarly, yes. Zoe 101, yes. Jamie Lynn Spears, and I loved this show because it was, I guess, sort of female empowerment, sort of, because it was all about letting the girls join the school, to join the boarding school. It was a all-boys school at one point, but they let the girls in. And it was interesting to see, because Zoe was all about inclusive, and she made sure that she was able to join the basketball team. But it was just a great show overall. And it was another show about going through life, I think they were in middle school or high school. I think it was high school. And it was just going through life, crushes come and go. And yes, of course, there was another show for us waiting to see if Chase and Zoe would ever get together. Spoiler alert, the show ended and they were together. Yes. But yeah, it was a great show overall. Loved the characters, loved the relationships, and great casting too. I don't think I could have seen anyone else playing Zoe. No, not at all. Now, Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh was definitely one of the best shows on Nickelodeon, and I still watch it till this day, and I love that they still talk about it till this day. And it was about Drake and Josh, who were stepbrothers, and they have two different types of personalities, and they're living in the same room, but it's about them figuring out how to get along and hug me, brother. And then also they tried to team up against their little sister Megan, who was definitely a prankster, loved going after Drake and Josh, and she always won. They couldn't figure it out. But she also helped them out of trouble as well. But yeah, Drake and Josh was definitely, till this day, one of the best Nickelodeon shows. And if you need to go follow Josh back on YouTube, because he actually reunited with Drake, and they actually watched old videos / pictures and reacted to them. Josh also did it with Megan, and I think it was the best thing ever. So go watch them. Great videos, and I loved it. Yeah. Drake and Josh. The Amanda Show was literally everything to me and one of my best friends. We would watch it every time it was on, and then we would always go on the AmandaPlease.com website. It was Amanda Bynes' own variety show, and she was such a comedic genius. at such a young age. And I just loved the cast, which is where Drake and Josh started. So without the Amanda show, we wouldn't have Drake and Josh. So thank you, Amanda. Yeah, I mean, it was just a great show. She's so talented and had great musical guests. But I also loved Moody's Point, which was like the soap opera that they created for the show. And yeah, it was a good show. Mom flew away in a hot air balloon, crazy. But I would love Amanda to do the Amanda show again, or just have like a reunion, like a reunion special. I hope she's doing well. Amanda, we need you to be healthy first and foremost. But yeah, Amanda show reunion would be awesome. Kenan and Kel was definitely one of the OGs. It was one of the greatest shows ever, and it was clever. And I think I grew up when I was younger. I grew up loving orange soda. So I think it's all because of Kel. And but yeah, Kenan and Kel, another pair of comedic geniuses, and it was just an overall great show. I don't think there was any true reason why. I think it was just the casting, and I think without them, a lot of other shows would not have survived or on Nickelodeon. So I think it gave Dan Schneider like a snap to think of all these other shows that he created. So good job, Kenan and Kel. You gave us everything else. All that. Alright, so all that was definitely the OG. And if it wasn't for all that, we definitely would not have had Kenan and Kel, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, or Victorious, and a bunch of other shows that came after. Because all that created these superstardom actors, actresses, and then Dan Schneider gave each of them their own show, and then took members of that show and created another show. But yeah, Nickelodeon really should at one point just been called Dan Schneider Network. But yeah, without all that, we would not have had any of these other shows, and all that was a variety show for us, and for us younger crowd. It was basically SNL for teenagers and youngers, and it was everything. And they had great musical guests. The musical guests that we wanted to see, like Britney Spears, NSYNC, Christina. It was like all that, and I mean, it's everything. It was all that. Yes, all that. Without you, we wouldn't have any of these other shows. And I'm also happy that Kenan and Kel announced that they will be bringing all that back. What does that mean? I'm not entirely sure. I do hope that we have a little reunion of the original cast. But you never know. I loved it. Watched it. Yes. Alright. So that is my top 10 non-animated Nickelodeon shows. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, comment below, like, and subscribe. Also, comment if you agree or disagree with any of my picks. It could be any of them. So let me know in the comments below. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the nice weather. And yeah, have a great weekend.